Hey everybody, welcome back to Once Upon a Page. As you can see, we have some visitors with us today. I have Regina Merrick and Sarah Crouch with us, with Amy and Heather. And we are celebrating a book birthday. Yay! And I feel really left out that I don't have my tiara on.
Me too.
Oh, Regina, I thought you had
Regina
one
doesn't have one either.
Okay. All right. Well, then I don't feel as bad. So they are here to talk about their new novella collection that is getting ready to release. It's called Love in Any Season. And I'm pretty excited about this. I think it's such a neat idea because each story takes place in one of the seasons, right? Yes. So on a little town and then Main Street, is that right? You were saying that there's little businesses like mom and pop shops and stuff. So that is pretty exciting. Does anybody want to just tell us really quick what a little bit more about the series?
So like you said, each story is set in a different season. They're all set in small towns, and they're all set during the festival time in that town. So we each have a town festival that our story sort of revolves around a little bit.
Okay, that's really cool. I'm really excited. I have not had a chance to, or have been able to read any of this yet. So usually I get a sneak peek. So, but I'm really excited about it. So are you guys ready for some questions?
Yeah.
Ready.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So to kick us off here, did you pick your favorite season to set your story in?
Okay. No. Although I'm weird because I like all of the seasons. Like I get really upset if we have a year and it feels like we got gypped on a certain season, like the winter was too mild or the summer was. I want like full-blown seasons. That's why I live where I live. But my favorite season is the fall, and my story is actually set in the summer.
Okay. All right, Regina.
I think I actually picked first, didn't I?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I do love spring, but I mean, I was born in the spring, so that helped. Now, I have a character that would agree with Amy that he likes all four seasons and wants to experience all four seasons. And I like that too.
All right, Heather.
No, I wouldn't have. I mean, I love Christmas time. I do love all things that have to do with that season and more that holiday. If you could move Christmas to fall, it would be perfect. At Christmas, I do have to have snowmen and snow and that real cold that Amy was talking about. Otherwise, it's just not, the Christmas with palm trees doesn't make any sense. Sorry, anybody who
like to try it.
Palm tree. But fall is my favorite. I do like having all the seasons, but I wish we could have like maybe 2 weeks of really hot summer, maybe 2 weeks of really wet spring, maybe a month of good winter, and then the rest of the year be fall.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Mm-hmm. So Sarah, sounds like you have summer, right?
No, I got fall.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Amy,
I don't know how I got fall. I stole it from everybody. I don't know what I did. But yeah, I lucked out and I got the best season, which is also my favorite. So
that's funny. All right. You ready for number 2? Mm-hmm. What is your favorite treat in each season? Like favorite food, drink, snack, something that's your favorite.
Okay, so Heather and Aaron have already told me that I am insane because of some of the things that I like to eat at certain times of year, but they'll get over it because I love them anyway and they love me. But around Easter time, so in the spring, I love Peeps. I do. I love them. And I'm really, really weird because I like them slightly stale, where they're a little extra chewy.
Oh,
that's just the way I am. Or I like to make them into s'mores.
That just ruins the chocolate and the graham cracker.
In the summer, my favorite part of the summer food wise is fresh tomatoes straight out of my garden. Like that's
I can
what I
agree
live
with that.
for that every summer. In the fall, I go pumpkin and apple, all of it. Like I love cider, I love
Mhm.
pumpkin muffins, pumpkin bread, pumpkin bagels, and of course candy corn. I know. And then around Christmas time, I am a big fan of like the savory things. So I like the turkey and dressing. I like the ham. My husband always does the duck. I love all of the holiday food. I love it.
Okay. And now that we're all hungry, maybe. Regina.
Spring. I think spring is when I start making potato salad.
Mm.
And I love potato salad. Not with mustard. Leave the mustard out. Summertime, anything with strawberries or cucumbers or tomatoes. Fall is when I always start watching Culver's for when they have their pumpkin pie shakes and concrete mixers. If I can get that in the fall early, I feel like fall has begun. That's my weird one. Oh, I have another weird one. At Christmas time in the winter, the first peppermint mocha I get from Starbucks is very special to me.
Okay.
So, yep.
All right. Heather.
Well, I thought I had mine all picked out, and then I hear everybody else say things, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I love that too." Ooh,
They
yeah,
all sound good.
Yes.
Spring, I would have to say I like Cadbury mini eggs.
Mm.
I have seen that they have come out with a fall version of them. Now, I'm not talking like the cream filled ones. I'm talking the ones that are like chocolate with the candy coating, the
Okay.
mini eggs.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I do like the cream eggs. I do like the caramel eggs more than the cream eggs. But the mini eggs are my absolute favorite. Peeps, nowhere. Yeah.
No.
In summer, strawberries, when you mentioned that, I was thinking, oh, watermelon, no, strawberries and lemonade. And if you put the strawberries in the lemonade, it's the best. For fall, man, I like the hot ciders. I like all the pumpkin stuff. I'm with you. We have a place called Cool Spoons that has frozen yogurt, and you can put toppings in it. And so you go get their pumpkin frozen yogurt and then put cheesecake bites and caramel on it.
Ooh. Yeah.
And in the winter, I like my peppermint hot chocolate. I like any hot chocolate. And of course, any kind of Christmas cookie. I love Christmas baking, and so I really like all the Christmas goodies that you make.
Okay, Sarah.
Okay, so springtime. I disagree with Heather. I think that the mini Cadbury eggs are ripoff. You want the big ones with lots of chocolate and lots of cream. Those are delicious. I also love. My list is too long. I like Peeps like Amy, and I like deviled eggs at Easter.
Ooh, yeah.
Just with all like the leftover, you'll have like purple and pink and blue deviled eggs after the kids are tested. And then in summertime, it's really like late spring, early summer, but we have this restaurant called the Bulldog, and they make the best strawberry shortcake in the world, because it's really just like it's like shortbread, really kind of like shortbread pie crust with ice cream and nuts, and it's so good. That and tomatoes from Amy's garden are also very good. And then in the fall, so just today I had my first hot apple pie in a cup from our coffee shop in town. It was so yummy. Really just anything with like pumpkin spice or apple cider flavored. And then, unlike Heather's character, I love gingerbread, especially like the soft gingerbread cookies. Those are my favorite, and hot chocolate. I think, yeah, I'm going to stop there.
I have to add in.
We could go on.
I have to add in chili in the fall. Like it's
Yeah.
not
Oh, yeah.
until my husband makes his homemade chili. It is so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Number
I have to put a shout out for Russell Stover eggs. What was I thinking? They're my favorite.
I love the little Reese eggs, you know.
Yeah.
My favorite.
And the Reese pumpkins.
Yes.
And the Reese footballs. And
Yes.
the Reese trees.
Okay, so just Reese's, you know, we just like Reese's. Okay. What is a season that's your favorite to vacation in? Like, you know, some people like, you know, love, you know, they have to go to the beach every year. So what's your ideal perfect vacation season?
I would actually say fall, because I love seeing the colors of the leaves. It's like on my bucket list to go up to the Northeast one year in the fall and just see the leaves and all their colors. But it's not quite as packed busy as during the summer, and the temperatures are a little more comfortable. So if I could get away in the fall very easily, that would be when I would go.
Okay. Regina?
I'm going to stick with fall too. Back in 2020, we went to South Carolina, where I love to go to the beach, and it was like 80 degrees every day. It was perfect. So it was probably the best beach vacation we've ever had. Was in October.
Okay. Heather?
I'd have to have a vacation to be able to know which one I like to vacation in. I literally have not had one since my youngest was like 3 and he's 19. Ooh. I imagine I would like to vacation in the fall, that I'd love to go down to like the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area, have a cabin in the mountains and watch the leaves turn. I mean, I don't know, but I think I would.
You would. Okay. It's nice.
Well, you get to get together with me and Amy in the fall every year. So that's kind of like a vacation.
Yeah. Oops. I forgot about that. Yes, that is a great vacation.
It worked the whole time.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm going to be weird and say I like to vacation in the summertime, both because everyone's out of school and we don't have to stress about like what day we're coming back or, you know, getting back on time for something. And it gets real hot here in Arkansas, and it's nice to go somewhere like the beach where, you know, you've got a breeze and get a little bit of a relief from the humidity.
Okay. So number 4, if you could write about a different season next time, would you? Which I know we probably kind of already talked about this a little bit.
Like hands for fall, anybody?
Yeah, just okay.
It's been so done,
about,
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It has been done.
Which kind of ties into my other question I was going to ask was, do you find that you tend to write about like one season every time in all your stories? No?
Depends on when it's coming out.
Okay.
Oh, see, that's not what determines it for me, because I don't even know when it's going to come out when I write it, because I write my stories usually before I get contracts for them. And so I don't know what makes me set them in the time of year I set them in half the time. It just fits, you know, that I have some in all seasons now, which is sort of nice, because then if anybody wants to read one in that season, like they've got choices of all my books and they can just read them the whole year.
4 of mine go like for at least a year. So you've covered all 4 seasons. I may stay more heavily in one than the others, but and two of them, I guess, were fall, winter kind of stories, but only because of things that I needed to happen. And I needed the freedom that came with the season that they were in, and so that's how they got plopped in those seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I had to have that one in hurricane season. So, the one where I dropped the tree on the guy's head,
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
So it had to be in the fall.
Oh yeah, I need to read this.
The one where I drop a tree on somebody's head,
Yeah. That was in Carolina Mercy.
Okay, so my first novel that I wrote, which is the only one that's out right now, is called A Summer in Shady Springs. So I've kind of, I now have to write about every season with that series because I'm not going to end with a spring in Shady Springs because that sounds ridiculous, but so that's not going to be the title of it, but that is the plan that I'll just work
Easter in Shady Springs.
What is it? Easter.
Easter in.
Yeah. The current working title is A New Beginning in Shady Springs.
Oh, nice.
Like that.
Yeah.
But I think, like, I guess everybody else has said, it kind of depends on what you need to happen in the story. So the first one happened in the summer because that was just the best.
Okay. Ready for another one?
Okay.
Let's see. If you had an arch enemy, which season would you wish them to live in forever? I have to go there, the fantasy writer in me. I have to know.
So if I had an enemy, which I don't think I do, I hope I don't. I don't know. I think I would send them to winter, eternal winter, because to me, winter is the most depressing season. It's just always cloudy and gloomy, and you can't go anywhere because it's cold and wet, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would actually get more specific and make it late January, early February.
Yes.
Because that's the worst.
It is. It's the worst.
So long.
Mhm.
It's just nothing's happening except cold.
Yeah.
Very, very cold.
Very cold.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would have to be winter. That or August.
Oh,
It could go either way.
Heather.
I'm going for summer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna not only wish them in the absolute hottest part of the summer, I'm gonna wish they're kind of like me. I can't do the heat.
Yeah.
I get sick, I get migraines, I lose all energy. Even in mild summer weather, I melt.
Mhm.
So I would, it's horrible. I hate summer. I would love to be able to enjoy it more, and I have to enjoy it from my air-conditioned home looking out my window. So yeah, I would make them like me and then plop them in the hottest part of the summer and probably even take away their air conditioning.
I was gonna say
and make it humid.
Yeah, it's always humid in Southern Illinois.
Yeah, here too.
Sarah.
Y'all are terrible. I do not have an arch enemy, but if we're pretending like it's a fantasy novel and I have to send the bad guy to a terrible place, it would be, like Regina said, like the middle of winter, the bleak midwinter.
Bleak midwinter.
Yes.
It's awful. I hate being cold. Like that's why I live in this. It's terrible.
And yet you can keep piling clothes on, but you can't keep taking them off. So summer, winter, both equal pretty much sometimes.
Mm-hmm. So on the flip side of that, is there a season that you would want to live in forever? Which I know everyone likes fall, but is there one that you can actually, kind of like Groundhog's Day? You do it every day because you do it every day. Amy saying no. She said she
No.
likes all 4 seasons.
I want all
earlier.
4 seasons.
Yeah, I know. Not me. Regina.
I if I absolutely had to pick, it would be spring, because I think spring is when I get the most excited about things. It's like things are, it's like those bleak trees in January and February. Well, in March, you start seeing that little hint of green, and then you start seeing a little bit more, and then the flowers. I would have to pick spring.
Okay. Heather.
I could probably live with fall to fall winter just on cycle, maybe fall winter spring on cycle. Could definitely do without summer.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you on that one. Sarah.
So I lived in California for a couple years, and it's basically spring in Southern California all the time, which is fun when like all your family and friends are getting ice storms in, February and March. I mean, like, not that I wish that upon them, but to watch that happening from afar. Guys.
And she said that we were bad earlier. No.
You should.
I know, yeah,
She doesn't have an enemy.
No.
She thinks.
But yeah, it just, I don't know, it gets old for me. It got really old. I would get so excited if it rained, just because it was like a little different. So I really love to have all 4 seasons. But if, like, my arch enemy puts a gun to my head and I have to choose, I would pick fall.
Okay. So I have one more question, and then I'm going to do a bonus question. Do you find that when you do activities, crafts, some of us are crafty, some like to do outdoor things, that sort of thing. Are you always geared to do what that season, typically does? Or are you spontaneous and can do, you mix it up all year long? Do you have to do certain seasonal activities?
I don't think I always have to do things that are seasonal. Like I've been really stupid and made a quilt in the middle of summer before, and let me tell you, that's really hot. And same thing for making an Afghan. But if it's little projects, I can do them whenever. But I think I'm more in a mindset to do the ones that go with that season. Unless it's like a gift for somebody that has to be done early. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Regina?
I am not crafty at all. I mean, my craftiness extends to like decorating, that kind of thing, remodeling, renovations, but
that's still crafty.
Little crafty things. Yeah. I don't do the seasonal crafts.
So what about like movies or TV? Do you have to watch, is there like, I know Heather loves her Christmas movies. So like, can you watch a Christmas movie anytime during the year? Heather's already nodding.
I could, but I probably wouldn't think about it. I really don't think about Christmas movies until November.
Okay.
So then I pack them all in. So
Heather.
He's no longer part of the group.
She did watch a Christmas movie a couple of weeks ago.
You did?
I did.
Yay! Okay, you can be part of the group.
Thank you.
My crafting pretty much revolves around fall and winter crafts. So whenever, because I don't decorate for any other time of year or anything like that. So it doesn't matter if it's summer or spring or whatever. If I'm making a craft, it's probably related to either fall or winter.
Okay. Sarah?
Yeah, I think I do kind of have to be in the right mindset to like want to get out my crochet hook, and because it, like Amy said, it's hot if you're working on a big blanket or something, then it's July. But I do listen to Christmas music starting about like right now. I haven't started yet, but often I will start in September.
Too early.
I know.
Yeah. November 1st.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that's like, I don't even decorate my tree until after Thanksgiving. Like, let Turkey Day have its
Yeah,
day.
we do it the day after.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
started doing that
gonna-
when my kids were in college because that was the only day they were at home.
Believe it or not, I don't, as much as I will watch the movies and all of that, I don't decorate until probably around my birthday in December.
Oh,
Except for this year, because this year she needed inspiration to write a story.
That's only in my office. Like right now, I'm surrounded by Christmas in my office.
Oh no.
oh. Okay, so my last question. I know you said that your towns had festivals in the stories, right? So does your actual hometown, is it famous for any festivals? And do you claim that? No. Do you want to admit it?
I don't think we're famous for our festival, but we do have a festival. It is actually today, like this weekend. We are having the Depot Days in downtown Smyrna. So the kids and I will go. We will probably ride the train, eat some kettle corn, candy corn, or not candy corn, cotton candy. Might get our faces painted, all the really great thrills, climb on the fire truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Regina.
Marion, we have a pumpkin festival, which they're not actually having this year. It didn't, since COVID, we've kind of not been able to do as many things, but used to, we had one in the spring around the quilt show in Paducah, and we called it the Backroads Festival or the Backroads Tours because we have a large Amish community in Marion or in Crittenden County, and we would have guided tours and self-guided tours because a lot of the Amish have businesses where they sell their crafts and wares and quilts and quilt making supplies, so that got to be really popular for a while.
Okay. Heather.
Murfreesboro is a town over from where I am, and they have Apple Festival each year. In fact, they just had it. I think they just had it this past weekend. For Makanda, we have Vulture Fest.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Wow.
Oh.
That sounds very dystopian, Erin.
Yeah, it does. Sarah.
So the town where I live right now I wouldn't say that it's famous for anything. Like we have the county fair. But the town where I grew up, Prairie Grove, Arkansas, has the clothesline fair every Labor Day weekend, and it is a big deal. It's got like hundreds of vendors, and it started off as a quilt fair and then just kind of grew into also a square dancing competition. And they have the pageant with Miss Clothespin and Little Miss Clothespin, and a parade. And everybody gets off of school the Tuesday after Labor Day because it's just such a big deal that between that and the county fair, all the kids are exhausted. So they always get Tuesday off of school too. Oh, and there is a town where I used to work called West Fork that has a festival called West Fest, which is where I got the name Best Fest. Because I am really bad at naming things.
Yeah,
Anyway.
naming things can be hard for sure.
Yeah.
It is.
It always
It's hard.
takes me forever to come up
Erin?
with everything. Yes.
Erin, you should tell about the famous festival where you live.
Yeah. Okay, so we have what's called Tater Day. And back in the day, they actually traded potatoes. But now we just have, it's a huge vendor, there's vendors there, they line up down the streets, we have fair food, a carnival. You can buy chicks and ducks and all kinds of cute little furry animals. I made the mistake of getting 4 ducks one year when I was like newly married. Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, no.
And yeah, so it's just it's just a lot of fun. And we haven't this year was actually the first year we've had it since COVID happened. So I set up a booth there. Yes.
They used to let us skip school to go to that.
Yes. Now,
You
when I was in
traded
school,
potatoes, as in like you would see people on the street and just trade potatoes.
Like potato sets,
Okay.
for
It was-
planting potatoes.
yeah, like way back. Yeah, when I was in school, I went to a neighboring county school, and they said
Oh.
if you skip, you get a 0 for the whole day. Every subject. Yeah, they did not like us missing.
Yeah,
But
I was a little ahead of you.
well,
So we could still skip school, and if we had a note from our parents, we could be excused. So sorry.
yeah, they wouldn't let us. But it's a huge thing, and everyone all around the area comes to it. And there's a parade, and the parade's kind of fun because they always at the end of it, people ride horses in the parade. So that's always fun to see that.
Yeah,
Do
you just don't want to be behind the horses.
Potato?
Do what?
You crown a Miss and Mr. Potato?
We have a Miss Tater Day and a Little Miss Tater Day. And we have a Little Mr. Tater Day for like the toddlers. It's really cute.
Heather really wanted you to have a Mr. Potato Head.
I did.
That's funny. So that's all of my questions. Thanks you guys for answering them and hanging out with me. And I am really excited to see this book come out. And it releases this coming Tuesday.
Yes.
So make sure that you go and check it out. Of course, it'll be on Amazon. And it's called, Amy, want to hold it up again? Love in Any Season. That cover is so pretty.
It is.
You guys, anybody have something they want to say before we hop off here?
So to celebrate the release, because obviously we are not all living in the same area, we're all in different states. So we can't have just a local book party to celebrate the launch of our book. We are doing an online social media scavenger hunt. So it started on the 23rd and it goes through October 4th. You can find more information on any of our social media sites, which we can include links under here. And this is actually clue number 2. Clue number 2 is the word book. So if you are participating in our scavenger hunt, that is the second clue. There are 15 total. So keep up with them, turn them in on October 4th, and your name will be entered to win, hopefully, a $60 Amazon gift card. And it's perfect for right before Christmas. You can buy our book and still have some left over for Christmas gifts.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Buy one for everyone.
Well, what a fun.
Yes. Everybody needs this book because it has all 4 seasons.
Right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. And we would like to know if you have a festival in your town. I think that'd be fun to read about everyone's festival. So let us know. And don't forget to go and get your copy of Love in Any Season. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.